What's up, everyone? We are live for a special edition of the Dawg Check post-game show. As always, I'm Matt, and joining me is Shawn, and it is good to be back.
Absolutely.
Shawn, how you doing, bud?
I'm doing good, man. Watching these Browns moves come down the wire, it looks like it's going to be an exciting year.
Yeah, and watching these moves come down the wire and also seeing how good it is compared to some other moves that have been made by other teams.
Absolutely. Even Sasuke approves,
I'm very excited with what they've done so far in free agency, and it gives you it makes the draft kind of a question mark, which isn't something I expected, honestly.
It actually clears my questions.
How so?
Well, it tells me what they're doing in the first round for sure.
And that is?
Oh, they're going to get an edge.
Okay.
They have to. I mean, their other need was cornerback, and safety was a big question mark. They've tried to fill some holes at linebacker already, have done nothing at the edge. They're going to draft an edge because that's the other glaring weakness on the other side of the line.
I think they're hoping they tap into the Tack McKinley.
I mean, maybe, but maybe. And he had a lot of he had a lot of upside coming out of college.
Yeah,
right.
I mean, he played a good first year, if I remember correctly. Then career or injuries have kind of derailed his career.
Yeah, and that's a good point, right? I just don't think that, you can see what they have and what they've done, right? It's very clear that they're assembling a team to try to make a run at a Super Bowl.
Yeah.
Do you really wager that on somebody who hasn't been able to get it together on the other side of your line? I mean, that's one of the most important positions on the field.
My thing is, I think they might end up going linebacker first round.
I'd be fine with, especially an outside linebacker, because you can blitz your outside linebacker.
Apparently, they're looking at the guy out of Georgia, the stud out of Georgia. I can't remember his name. I saw the report the other day.
Yeah, I mean, I would definitely be accepting of a linebacker, but I think any conversations about corners has to go out the window, at least in the first, second round.
I agree. I think they need to pick up maybe like one more serviceable corner in free agency, and they'll be fine. And there have been talks of Garyon Conley, who, if he's just taking a team-friendly deal and being the new Kevin Johnson, that's fine with me. Kevin Johnson's actually one I was sad to lose.
Yeah,
but it seems like two teams have been taking our free agents, and that's the Texans and the Titans. So
yeah. And I mean, yeah, and I don't think the Texans are going to be very good this year, actually, at all. I think they're going to be a mess.
I agree. And the Georgia linebacker's name is Aziz Ogilari.
I've seen that report too.
Yeah,
I've seen that report too. I'd be okay with linebacker. I mean, I've been banging the drum for linebacker since middle.
A real linebacker. Real linebacker. Yeah. Which, granted, they did pick up, you can argue, a real linebacker today, and we'll get into that in a bit.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, you can make that argument, and that's why I didn't assume that would be their first round pick.
Right.
That's why I said, they're definitely going to go D end.
Well, I'll when we get to that signing, I'll get into more why I think that it's their first round pick. The Browns have made a slurry of moves the past week. Some have actually, I can't even say there's been a bad one, honestly.
No, none of them were really questionable at all. They all addressed clear needs with players who have yet to hit their prime at a reasonable price.
Yes.
I mean, everybody they brought in was 24, 25 years old,
except for Troy Hill, but he's also low mileage. He doesn't have a ton of So doesn't have a ton of burn on him.
Yeah, these were all young dudes though. Like, they're all going to, and they signed the corner and the safety that they got from the Rams. They signed both of them to 4-year deals each. The safety was a 4-year deal.
Yes, and the cornerback, the last 2 years of his contract are voidable. So considering he's 30, that comes in handy.
It does.
And you're supposedly getting Greedy back. He's good from injury.
Yep. He says he's fine.
There's a ton to be excited about as a Browns fan.
Absolutely. I mean, when you think of that defense with Greedy Williams on one side, and Ward on the other side, and then you add Troy Hill to play the slot. And I mean, now the safeties should actually be really a position of strength now. I mean, honestly, we assume that we get, our draft pick from last year, first round draft pick from last year back,
and healthy at that.
And healthy. And have we cut Sendejo yet? That's the important.
He's a free agent. He's a free
agent. Oh, thank fuck for that.
It was a 1-year deal he signed.
Oh my gosh, I just came a little bit.
You were that happy. Shug, I love you, bro. This is a Browns podcast. Take your Juju Smith signing elsewhere, because that's all your Steelers have done. No, I'm kidding, Shug. All love. Steelers suck, though, right now, especially.
Yeah, the Steelers are going to be pretty bad again. I mean, they're going to be pretty bad this year. I mean, they weren't bad last year until... Well, honestly, they played worse than their schedule said for most of the year. I mean, really, like if you actually watch the team play, they should have been an 8-8 team at best.
Yeah.
If you actually watch them play, they were not a good football team last year.
That's Shug. That's Shug.
I mean, I'm assuming you watched them, so you know that I'm not lying. Dude, they were garbage. They were not good. And I know what bad football looks like because I'm a Browns fan. Okay? Like, they were not playing good football. Yeah,
their defense was playing good Their defense was playing good football.
Yeah, but their offense put the pits in Pittsburgh.
Damn.
I mean, you got to score points to win, man. I mean, they looked awful on offense. Yeah. And you just lost your one of your best rushers on defense. So your defense isn't even coming back the same.
And they lost one of their starting defensive linemen also.
Yeah, that's what I said. They lost their edge rusher.
I'm not talking about Bud Dupree. I'm talking about the Alula.
They did.
Yeah, they lost
Alula and Bud Dupree.
Yeah.
Like, they're coming back a worse football team next year. Like significantly worse.
Yeah, and everyone knows Dupree was leaving. They weren't going to be able to pay him that $16.5 million a year.
Well, no, of course not. Yeah, of course they were going to lose him, but the fact that they did now solidifies them as probably bringing up
third best team in the AFC.
No, I think they might actually be in last place this year.
I don't say that because you never know how quarterback's going to come back from a torn ACL. Especially a young one.
I'm just taking jabs right now.
I know.
I'm just trolling a little bit. I think it's going to be the pit of despair.
This man's going to kill you, Shawn. This man's going to kill you, and I can't do anything about it.
That'd be the most offensive thing that the Steelers have seen in a long time. Because you're a Steelers fan and you came into a Browns podcast. You think you're not going to get flamed, my guy? Come on.
Oh,
like, you're welcome, but you're going to get this heat.
So he's only breaking your heart because he's telling the truth. Shawn, remember how I told you I did a live stream with a friend for the Steelers game playoff game? This is that friend.
Okay. What's up, man? I'm sorry. Hey, look, man. Look, this is the nature of me, right? I don't talk about anything that's not facts. like I don't care about anybody's feelings. I don't care about anybody's emotions. I don't talk about anything that's not facts.
We talked about this yesterday, actually. That's why it says that.
Y'all are coming back a worse football team in a division that's getting better. and you didn't look good last year. You just had a really bad strength of schedule.
I didn't say shit, Shug.
And
they're really getting fucked by the strength of schedule this year.
Yeah, I'm actually predicting a 6-10 season for the Steelers this year.
Wow.
And that's even before the draft, because I already know that you won too many games to get good draft picks either. So, damn. Yeah, y'all are not breaking 500 this year. It's not happening. Ain't happening, Captain.
Okay, you're just saying that because you're a Steelers fan, bro. Let's be honest. Although obviously, he does have a point about the Ravens, though, because the Ravens are have done the same thing Kansas City has done, and that's replaced half their offensive line.
Yeah, but when you have a mobile quarterback, you can get away with that.
True.
When you have a quarterback that evades the rush as well as Lamar Jackson does, you can get away with that. I'm not saying it's good. It ain't good, but you can get away with it. It's not going to kill him as bad as people think. When you have a really mobile quarterback, you save money on offensive line. That's how the economics work. That's why Michael Vick used to get crushed all the time. Yeah, this is going to be the worst season. Because look, this is how it's going to go, right? You're going to lose twice to the Browns. Book it. You're going to lose at least once to the Ravens.
I actually think he has a point right here.
I don't know, man.
I think that's partly because
he looked like a better passer last year than I've ever seen him.
Well, I was about to say, I think that's partly because of the offensive tools they put around him, but that's just me.
I mean, but anyways, you're going to lose 2 to the Browns. You can book that. You're going to lose at least 1 to the Ravens. Let me pull up the Steelers schedule. I'm gonna play Steelers schedule game on you. It's for you, Matt.
Oh God. Really? I think the playoff game this year says differently, Shug.
Yeah, you lost 2 in a row to the Browns.
Oh no, he said Ben never loses to the Browns.
Oh, well, he did lose to the Browns in the
when
playoffs.
It mattered most.
Yeah, when it mattered the most. You are losing to the Cowboys on opening night.
Oh, sure you do, Shug. Sure you do. I mean, Chris isn't in much of a better place either. He's a Bears fan.
You are going to lose to the Ravens on the second game. Then you're going to lose to the Bills. That's 0-3 already. You'll probably beat the Bengals the first time. Then you're going to see the Browns and lose. You're going to lose to the Packers. You're going to lose to the Chiefs. You might beat the Chargers. You'll probably beat the Vikings. You'll split the difference with the Ravens. You'll split the difference with the Bengals. Going to lose to the Browns again. You'll beat the Bengals, lose to the Raiders, beat the Bears. You'll beat the Lions, and then you'll lose to the Titans. And that's, I think, 7-9 or 6-10.
Yeah, just around.
You're gonna lose a lot of games, bro. You're not gonna have a winning season this year.
To be honest, I think you and Shug would actually get along. Let's just being honest.
I like Shug already, but I'm not gonna lie to him to make him feel good about his terrible team. You know?
Damn. It's a vape. But no. We've had a few good signings. The Browns have signed 8 players to date. Let's start from the top, and let's start with the players that we've re-signed.
Yep.
And first off, you got to mention him, of course, is Rashad Higgins.
Great signing, especially with the price point that they got him at. You need to have that 4th wide receiver.
You have a good one, Shug. I'll see you later tonight.
You too, Shug. Thanks for dropping in, bro. You need that 4th wide receiver.
I think he's going to be our 3rd, honestly.
I thought they were going to bring Antonio Callaway back, honestly.
No, he's on the Chiefs now, remember? They signed him to a futures deal.
Did they really?
Yeah, they signed him to a futures deal.
I didn't know about that. What are they smoking in Kansas City? What are they smoking there? That's what I want to know.
They following that John Dorsey. He could be the next Tyreek Hill. thought.
Oh my
So,
gosh!
hey,
Yikes! Okay.
it's a deep threat for Pat. So
I hope they do sign him. Shit.
He's on the team. He's signed to a futures deal, which basically means it's a training camp contract.
I hope that he makes the roster because he's going to destroy that locker room. And I'm here for it.
Damn. I think Patrick Mahomes' contract may destroy that locker room before he does.
Oof.
And that's just because they're not going to. Hey, we just paid Patty Mahomes this. We got to pay Tyreek this. We got to pay. What's the tight end's name?
Well, that's why they're scraping the bottom of the barrel for Antonio Callaway.
Right. So they don't have
a vet minimum.
Yeah, and so hey, what can you do?
Nothing.
What can you do?
Nothing. If you pay that much for your quarterback, especially in a year that has a reduced salary cap, if you pay that much for your quarterback,
That's what it's going to hurt.
It's going to, yeah. I mean, defecation will occur.
Yeah, but let's get back to Higgins.
Yeah.
What this deal reeks of to me is, hey, you proved it a little bit. The market's not the best for receivers this year. Yeah. Come back, play for us. Depending on how you play, you may get that multi-year contract next year because we're probably going to say goodbye to either Odell or Jarvis.
Yep.
And we'll see who you replace. My money's on Odell.
Yep. Mine too. Although I hate to say it because I really like Odell.
I like Odell. It's going to be interesting to see how he fits this year.
Here's the problem with Odell. There's a saying in baseball that you probably are very familiar with, and it's can't make the club in the tub.
Right. He's injured a lot.
He's injured all the fucking time. And I'm not even saying the dude's delicate. Like, he's probably not. But he gets crushed.
Mm-hmm.
Like, he can't stay healthy, man. It is what it is. He can't
stay healthy. But that's the thing about Jarvis. Jarvis, he'll get an injury. He's like, can I play through it? Yeah. All right, I'm playing.
Yeah,
and having that kind of presence in a locker room.
So like, that's a misnomer though. Like, because Odell played through an injury year before last.
I know.
I know, but also like the injuries that Odell has suffered, they're not injuries you can just muscle through. Like you.
Shawn. Okay.
Froze for a second. You were like, wow.
Okay.
What I was saying is that like some of the stuff that Odell has had injured wise is not stuff you can play through. Some of it he has played through, but some of it you just can't play through. So like you can't play through a broken leg. That's a hard stop. You know, you can't do nothing with that. So, you know, torn ACLs. No. Can't play through that
unless you're a lineman, because Joe Thomas did it apparently.
Well, Joe Thomas was a freak of nature and a legend. I don't know how much you would have to pay me for me to even attempt playing football professionally on a torn ACL. I don't know that the salary cap is enough money to get me to go through that kind of pain. That amount of pain. Because I'm a 400-pound guy, right? So I sprain ankles frequently. When I sprain an ankle, I can't walk. You know what I mean? And a lineman is probably, 350, 325. Yeah. You're not playing like the amount of strain on a ligament that is in just excruciating pain. No. 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 I'll play through pain. But I ain't playing through that pain. That pain is absurd, and I would not do it.
I can understand that.
There's levels.
I wasn't trying to take a shot at Odell. Like I said, I think it's all depends on how he fits this year.
Yeah,
that's what it's going to boil down to.
So I think he's going to fit better this year, and here's why. I think that this year, I think that Baker will have enough confidence that he built this past year to not try to force him the ball when it would be better advised to not. Right? I think he was trying to make a superstar happy because he almost felt like he had to cater to him. But now Baker is the superstar. Now people have to cater to him. And that is going to give him the power to pick and choose his targets at his discretion without having to bow to a superstar wide receiver.
Fair.
It's going to give him a lot more, autonomy with his decision making. He's not going to stand up. He's not going to get yelled at in the locker room by a wide receiver. He's Baker fucking Mayfield.
Right.
Last year he was just Baker Mayfield. When you get that fucking as a middle name, that gives you some
swagger.
Nah, I was gonna say something similar, but it gives you the ability to just be like, shut up, because you got fucking in your name. That's
All right, next player they brought back was Jojo Natsun. I don't know if he'll end up making the final roster. I think
I was lukewarm on that. Myself.
Yeah, like I he did well, but he tore his the little bit we got to see of him. He did well last year. Tore his ACL early on, and then that happened to cause the emergence of Donovan Peoples-Jones, who, hey, and they've tendered Kadarius Hodge.
Donovan Peoples-Jones is who I think is going to be our third wide receiver this year. By the way,
possibly. I think it will depend on what kind of what play they're running. I think that'll be a play-by-play basis.
Yeah, you'll definitely have Odell 1, Landry 2. And it's not even because that's not even because one of them is better wide receiver than the other. It's just that Odell has more speed.
He can be the out guy.
Yeah. You're gonna have, but honestly, if you really look at what Odell does best, it's slants.
Yeah.
It's yak. It's not the bomb. And I think that was part of
the you said that since we traded for him.
Yeah. And I think that we've been misusing him by trying to just make him the deep threat, the bomb guy. Like that's not his game. You're gonna throw him a 5-yard slant and he's gonna take it to the house for 60 yards, like we saw happen in one game this year. That's what he does best. And people are so enamored with this, that they forget that was like a 20-yard pass.
Right.
I
mean, I'll be interested to see what they do with Natson. I think ultimately, because it's a 1-year minimum deal, if I remember correctly, he might be one of the cuts come training camp. You never know. But I agree. I think Peoples-Jones and Higgins are 3/4. Just depends on who's who.
Yeah, and I think they're both locks to make the roster too.
Yes.
I don't think there's any chance they don't make the roster either.
Yeah. Kadarius Hodge, they're bringing him back. He's done well when he's on the field. I prefer.
Can he play special teams? I mean,
yeah, that's what he was special teams, and he for a while there he was the third receiver last year.
Yeah, I know he was, but that was due to injury. I mean, we're hoping that
that was before injury. That was beginning of the season. He was the third receiver, and then Higgins had to play his way once Kadarius Hodge went down. Yeah, and he played his way into keeping the third receiver spot.
Right. And Peoples-Jones.
Yeah.
Which Peoples-Jones, I mean, if you look at the stats, like he didn't have the best passer rating to him, but I think he had the best yards per attempt to him.
Yeah. Yeah.
So like he's been our biggest playmaker, honestly, on offense, or one of our biggest playmakers on offense. I shouldn't say the biggest, because obviously the biggest is Nick Chubb. Nick Chubb is the biggest playmaker on our team, right. But like he is, which is wild to say. It is wild to say your running back is your biggest playmaker on your team, but it is fact for the Browns right now, and that's fine. There's nothing wrong with that. It's just weird to say that there's a running back is a bigger playmaker than Odell Beckham Jr. That is weird. That's odd. That doesn't feel right coming out of my mouth, but it's true. Like it feels weird to say it, but it's. I mean,
it's true.
Numbers don't lie, and my eyes don't lie either. When I wear my contacts, I see real good. Anyways, go on.
Well, here let's move on to the two special teams signing. Even though one's technically a defensive signing, his role is more so on special teams. They re-signed Cody Parkey and Elijah Lee, linebacker, special teams. Shawn, how you feeling?
So the linebacker's fine. I mean, he's a linebacker. He's got to play special teams. He probably won't see the field. Ideally, he won't see the field on actual defense. Cody Parkey, though.
Hey, it's not like he had a bad statistical year.
He didn't have a bad statistical year, but he's Mr. Big Kick Miss. He misses the big kick too frequently for me. I'm sorry. When I need a kick to put away a game,
disagreeing.
When I need a kick, to seal a game, I don't really want it to be Cody Parkey kicking it. I just don't. I mean,
well, apparently they're going to look into bringing another kicker in for a competition. So,
please do. Please, fucking please.
But no, we both know what we really want to talk about, and that's the 4 defensive signings. Or excuse me, 5, because I forgot about Sennett. They signed Greg Sennett, defensive tackle, who was on our practice squad last year.
Yeah, I was gonna say I don't really know him.
He was on our practice squad and got picked up by the Cowboys, and we actually signed him to a deal this year.
Cowboys had a really bad defense last year, didn't they?
I think he got signed around the time they got hit with injuries, though.
Okay. All right.
He was partway through the year.
I'm lukewarm on that just because I don't know anything about him,
right.
And I don't think you know much about him either.
No,
there's just not much to know yet. So,
but then you got the big 4, which is Troy Hill, Tack McKinley, John Johnson III, and Anthony Walker.
So there's obviously an A role there and a B role there, right? I mean, obviously the two back end defenders are your A role.
Yep.
Because the defensive end and linebacker that we signed are both relative unknowns. We don't know what we're getting.
I was about to say Anthony Walker's kind of in that bordering on that A.
Yeah. I mean, I'm sorry. I misspoke there. He's not really an unknown, but the defensive end is definitely an unknown. He played well, I guess, his first year. I don't watch the Falcons, so I don't know. That's where he was at, right? The Falcons.
Yeah, he's on the Falcons.
And I don't watch the Falcons, and unless they're playing the Browns, the Falcons have given me no reason to watch them in like 5 years. So I don't watch the Falcons.
That's fair.
But I know that sounds douchey, but like the Falcons I don't have a reason to tune in for the Falcons. I just don't.
What, you don't want to see those ugly ass clip art jerseys?
I like those jerseys.
The Falcons jerseys?
Yeah, I like those jerseys. Your face right now. They're not the worst jerseys in the NFL. They're not.
Who's got the worst then?
I got to think about that for a second.
Because they're the worst in the NFL.
Actually, I like them better than the Bengals jerseys.
We don't know what the Bengals jerseys are.
But I hate the last several years of Bengals jerseys.
That's a 20-year-old jersey. We're getting a new jersey. Take the Bengals out of it. Right now, they are the worst jersey in the NFL.
What is this wee shit? Are you a Bengals fan too? I didn't know that.
No. I said we're taking the Bengals jersey out of it because we don't know what it's going to look like.
Until we see a new Bengals jersey, the Bengals have the worst jersey.
Nah.
because with jerseys, you are guilty until proven innocent. So you fix it, your jersey sucks, okay?
Bro, those jerseys are garbage.
Let me think about this for a second, though. The Buccaneers jersey is pretty nice. It's okay.
It went back to the classic clean look.
Yeah, it's pretty cool.
The Rams jerseys are dope.
Yeah.
Chargers jerseys are dope. Seattle is still dope. I froze again, didn't I? Yeah.
My internet died for a second there. It was weird. It was like a blip. I don't know what the hell that was. Did you hear what I said?
Yeah. No, I didn't.
The Seahawks jersey is fire. Love the Seahawks jerseys.
Carolina's been the same forever.
Yeah, Carolina jerseys are just they're fine. Dallas is fine. I'm really bored by the Dallas jerseys though. I will admit that.
Houston, Green Bay, Pittsburgh, the Ravens.
Honestly, dude, I gotta be the one to say it. I know I'm gonna piss people off. The Steelers jerseys are junk.
They look the same as ours in black and yellow. So
I mean,
and different font for the numbers.
But I actually think the black and yellow is worse than the brown and orange. And I'm not even saying that as a homer. Like I think it looks worse the way that they have it presented. It actually looks dumber. Like, and our jerseys aren't good either. I'm not saying that the Browns jerseys are awesome by any means. Like they are the most meh, just milquetoast jerseys.
Detroit has some dope jerseys.
They do.
Colts have clean jerseys. Like
they're fine. They're just whatever. Yeah.
I'm thinking Jacksonville, because they went to those plain looking ones with nothing. It's nothing but the color and then the number being a different color now.
Yeah, those jerseys suck.
So, but I think it's those numerals that throw me off with Falcons. Anyways.
Sorry, the tangent guys, but no, I actually don't really hate the Falcons jerseys. I don't like them, but I don't hate them because they're at least creative. They're not good, but they are at least creative. Like I would take a creative bad jersey over just a boring jersey anytime. Like I would rather wear a Falcons jersey than a Dallas Cowboys jersey for sure. 100%. Because at least it's creative.
Don't you're not gonna catch me dead in one of these. Nah. That ain't, especially that one. That ain't for me. Homie.
Ooh, yeah, no, that one's bad. The gradient sucks. Like that's terrible.
If that didn't have ATL on top of the number, that'd be fine.
I don't mind the ATL.
It's the size of the ATL.
Yeah, it should be smaller.
Yeah,
it should be smaller. But anyways, we're off on a weird tangent here.
But no, so because we were talking about Ekman McKinley, played great as rookie year. Yeah. Injuries has just derailed his career.
Yeah,
it's been an injury thing,
and that's fine. But you never know how people are going to come back from injury, especially when they've been injured for 2 years straight now.
Something like that, yeah.
Yeah,
but also and let's be honest, the Falcons don't really have a pass rush, so it was almost like he was forced to be the number one guy. You're not asking him to be the number one guy.
No, you're barely asking him to be the number two guy. Just be a decoy, basically. So that's a good signing. It's a good signing. It's definitely a good taking a flyer on somebody. That's, I mean, anytime you can get a chance to take basically what is basically a flyer on a first round talent, only a couple of years in the league, I think you do that as long as they don't have locker room problems or something.
He had 6 sacks his rookie year, 7 sacks his sophomore year. Got injured, only got 3.5 his junior year, and last year he only got to play 1 or 2 games, and he had 1 sack.
Okay.
And keep in mind, he had a ton of defensive pressures in the same game he got injured. Quarterback pressures in the same game he got injured. He can get to the quarterback. He's just normally not getting the sacks.
Gotcha. No, and
if you're putting him next to Myles Garrett,
he's going to start to get some of the sacks.
Exactly.
And not only that, but even if he just gets pressure, Myles Garrett will get the sacks. It's fine.
And then you still got Sheldon Richardson there.
Yeah. And he'll help collapse the pocket and up the middle, or at least not create a lane. Ideally, I mean. Yeah.
So overall, you're looking at a very he is in the right place right now to revive his career.
That's for
sure. He's still only 25, if I remember correctly.
It was only a 1-year deal they gave him, right?
Yep.
Proven deal.
He's 25. He'll be 26 in November.
I would have actually liked to see them sign him for more years.
I think this is the deal he wanted, because it's like, hey, so it's 1 year, $4 million. I want to play and prove myself, and we can talk long term afterwards.
Yeah. See, that's actually why I would like to have seen them get him for more years because
I would have liked a 2-year deal personally.
Yeah, 2-year deal, and then be able to get out after the first one if needed, or even a 3-year deal and be able to get out after each of the second and third ones. But that's heavily slanted in. That's a homer deal, right? Like that's what you want your team to get.
But at the end of the day, it's
not
a
realistic,
and it's a dance.
Yeah, for sure. But I'm happy we got him for that price and for that potential production. I think that's a good situation.
But no, Anthony Walker, the signing they made today. This may be one of the most under the radar signings in the league right now. He's a 5th-round pick out of Northwestern, and he's basically started every game since he's been in the league. He's 25. Last year, put up these amazing sacks. It's just, excuse me, not sacks, numbers. He put up these amazing numbers, and even Pro Bowl linebacker Darius Leonard was upset that the Browns lost him. This is from Cleveland.com. There's a report. Colts All-Pro Darius Leonard laments Indy's loss of Anthony Walker to the Browns, says, "I wouldn't be me without him."
Wow. That's a ringing endorsement right there from somebody that matters. I mean,
he started 48 games, and he's going to be replacing B.J. Goodson. Thank God. He also his stats over the last few years, he's put up consistently 100 tackles. Oh, here, a 5th-round pick of the Colts out of Northwestern in 2017. Walker has amassed 343 tackles, 19 for a loss, 3.5 sacks, 11 passes defensed, and 3 interceptions, 2 fumble recoveries in 4 seasons.
Yeah, that's solid production. That's very solid production.
Last year, he had 92 tackles, but part of the reason Indy let him walk is because they had a 3rd-year linebacker prepped to take the spot. Pro Football Focus had him rated as the 16th best tackling efficiency for linebackers, or 20th for linebackers and 16th best tackling efficiency. So, and that was for 2020. Oh, I forgot. We also re-signed Malcolm Smith. Should have mentioned him in the re-signs. Which that was a great one in my opinion, because that was leadership and he played well, especially in coverage.
In the pre-show, I was talking about something, and I think that I've changed my mind.
What's that?
So remember, I said I thought that the choice was obvious that we'd be looking at a defensive end.
Yeah.
We might be looking at D tackle. I know we still have Sheldon Richardson, but Sheldon Richardson's a little older. He's making a lot of money.
He's also in the last year of a deal, so there's that too.
Then there's that too. So I think they might be looking at D tackle because the best teams don't draft for immediate needs. They draft for the needs they see themselves developing for next year or the year after. So they have a year to groom a guy, get a guy in the weight room before he actually plays a lot.
See, but I think that's what Jordan Elliott is. And you could probably get a still decent D tackle in the 2nd or 3rd round.
Yeah.
When you can get a stud linebacker. You only signed Anthony Walker to a 1-year deal.
Yeah.
A lot of players have been going for these shorter deals because they know the cap's going to explode again next year. They know they got to play the long game, take a shorter deal to try to get more money next year.
Yeah. Yeah. Which that makes linebacker make sense. Especially with Mac Wilson not living up to expectations. He's been okay. He's been okay.
Serviceable. He was a 5th-round pick. You knew there was going to be some warts there.
You did, but I mean, they were saying, he's a 2nd-round talent. We're getting him in the 5th round. He's definitely not played like a 2nd-round talent.
No,
he's played like a 5th-round talent, and that's fine. But
who knows? Sometimes that 3rd year is when it all clicks.
And linebackers are weird like that too.
Yeah.
So that's valid. That's valid.
And think about it. He had 2 years in 2 different defenses.
Yeah, that's true too.
So who knows how he'll perform going into next year? It'll be interesting to say the least. But let's talk about the 2 D-backs, John Johnson and Troy Hill, because that's what I know you're most excited for. Johnson is a baller.
Yes, he is.
And the Troy Hill contract is just beautiful.
Just So we needed coverage so bad in the middle of our defense. I know that we have another year of
Ronnie Harrison,
and
probably going to extend him. You don't give up the pick that you gave and don't extend the guy.
Right. I think you extend him. And honestly, having him, Delpit, and Johnson
allows
a lot of flexibility, man.
Well, Woods gets to run the scheme he wants to run now.
Yeah,
that's the most important thing now. He prefers two linebackers, 3 safeties, couple corners, and your D line.
Right. Which is a defense I agree with, actually.
Yeah.
Because you need guys that can get out there and cover those wideouts. A lot of teams are running a lot of 4 wideout sets, and you need to be able to cover that. So,
right.
And also, like, the safeties that we have are bangers, especially Ronnie Harrison. Like, they can get up and play the run if they have to, you know.
And you still have Sheldrick Redwine, who was very serviceable when he did play. So you got depth there now. You have depth there. That's the important thing.
He was average. He was not bad.
I didn't say great. I said
he didn't kill you. Yeah, he did not kill you. He didn't jump off the page. He didn't jump off the screen, but he was fine.
Granted, you do lose Carl Joseph and Andrew Sendejo, but I don't think anyone in Cleveland is calling those big losses.
So, like, I was saying to one of my coworkers that there was a lot of times when I would have rather the Browns go on the field with 10 players.
With a dead corpse.
No, with 10 players. Just 10 players. Like, just take the penalty. Rather than have Sendejo give up a bomb for 50 yards because he doesn't know where he is. I think he has early onset dementia.
Don't say that.
I think he forgets where he is. Like, oh, am I playing football? Oh, shit. Let me get over here. Like, sorry. That's not cool. That's
too far. That's too far.
But, like, I mean, like, but seriously, the dude looked completely lost.
Yeah, or no, we said it wasn't that he looked lost.
Sometimes he did look lost, though. Sometimes he just didn't look like sometimes it looked like he couldn't get to the place where he was supposed to be, right? Like he just physically couldn't get there. But a lot of times it didn't look like he knew where he was supposed to be.
Fair.
I mean,
he tried hard a lot. Like,
yeah.
Let's be honest. He was the definition of try hard. So like,
you know, the in middle school, in high school, when you're playing basketball, and there's this like 150-pound like white kid that just can't play, but he plays great defense because like defense is all effort in basketball. Like it's all effort. Like that's Sendejo. Like he's all effort, and it just seemed like he just didn't have any talent. Like he was just all effort, no talent this last year. Like he didn't do anything special ever, except for that last hit in I think it was in the playoffs. That was a good hit. I'll give him that.
I remember you being like, "Oh my God, he did something right!"
Right? I mean, I couldn't believe it. I think he forgot to play bad, is what happened.
You're so wrong.
He went back around in a circle and played good again for one play. He might have been so out of position that he was back in position.
Horrible.
I'm a horrible person. He's a horrible player. Like, sorry. I'm sorry. It's Sendejo. If somebody sends you this clip or something, I'm sorry. You seem like a really cool dude, but I'm really glad you don't play for my football team anymore.
I'm gonna laugh. They announced that re-sign Andrew Sendejo and how you react,
dude. You know how you're gonna know is that you're gonna see that Shawn is hanging in his closet on the news. That's how you're gonna know that the Browns re-signed Andrew Sendejo. because I'm going to want to off myself for sure. Like, I don't want to live on a world where Sendejo plays for the Browns. I don't want to be here.
That's hard. That's hard.
I'm gonna go buy myself a terrible towel if they re-sign Andrew Sendejo. This is gonna happen. Because I'm gonna buy a terrible towel.
No, you won't.
I fucking will.
No, you won't.
I fucking will.
No, you won't.
If they re-sign Andrew Sendejo, I'm ordering a terrible towel the same day.
Not even if it's just for depth to sit on the bench.
Not even for depth. Put the towel boy in.
All right, last one. Let's talk about Troy Hill now. We talked about the contract, work of art, because he's a guy who's 30.
Yep,
he's 30. But the good thing about him is he doesn't have a lot of mileage on him.
Right.
And he's an Ohio native. He's from Youngstown. He said he's talked to some former teammates who are from Cleveland, also, and just he's like the city, the energy. Let's do it. Goodbye me. Yep. Goodbye me. I'm
happy with him. I'm really happy with him.
Overall.
And the dude can play, right? He had 3 touchdowns on defense last year.
Yeah.
I mean that's not to be overlooked. I mean, it's good to tell the Homer thing that, oh, he's from here, he gets us, like, but I mean, I don't care if the dude's from freaking Mars if he can't play defense. I mean, look at Sendejo.
I can't with you anymore right now. But no, guys, what do you think? Go in the comments, like, subscribe, follow. This was our quick little free agency special. We wanted to do something after the first week. Who knows? We may do one next week if anything else really changes, because there's still a ton of players out there and not a lot of moves have been made. So
yeah, I mean, like for instance, like and I'm not advocating this signing, but Jadeveon Clowney is still available.
Garyon Conley, Kyle Fuller is going to be available.
Yep.
Kenny Golladay still hasn't been signed. Granted, we aren't going to sign him, but
no, we're not signing Kenny Golladay.
But there's still a lot of value out there.
Imagine if they managed to get a cheap deal on Kenny Golladay.
Our receiver room's too good and too full already.
I mean, he would just bump a dude down to 4th. He would just be your 3rd wide receiver. Your 3rd wide receiver would be Kenny Golladay. That's insanity. That's insanity. I'm not advocating it either. I think it's a bad idea, right? But like, think about how terrifying that would look. That'd be awful. Imagine defensive coordinators trying to scheme for that. Oh, it would give them fits. They wouldn't know what to do about that.
You're absolutely right. But no.
But anyways,
this was a show. You can find me with on this channel throughout it. You can look for both Shawn and I come Brown season.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah.
Draft special, Matt?
Oh, draft special, yes. Draft special, most likely.
So we'll see you guys again next month for sure.
I don't know if it might be after the entire draft is done. It might. We'll see. We'll figure that out. But
for sure,
maybe we'll have some people who represent some other teams on for that too, and just
that'd be awesome. Yeah, have a little round table. Can we find a Bengals fan and like a Ravens fan? Do we have a Bengals fan handy? You got a pocket Bengals fan? I don't know any Bengals fans.
Shug does, and
okay.
And Shug, the only downside is the Bengals fan lives in the UK. But I do have a Ravens fan in pocket. So
okay, I was gonna say we can get a pocket Ravens fan, Bengals fan, and obviously we know a lot of Steelers fans. If we can get one of each of those, have a little round table. Oh, that'd be so cool. That'd be so cool. They would hate. They're gonna hate me because I do nothing but talk shit and I only shit out facts. So.
Well, signing off, I'm Matt.
I'm Shawn.
And this was another Dawg Check free agency special. It's not post game, it's free agency special.
Free agency special.
Peace.